Okay, our topic today is summer is coming. Are you on track or not? That's what we're going to discuss. But first, if you're new here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Lita, and I am not a doctor, but I'm super passionate about keto and all the ways that we can get healthy naturally. But please know that whatever I talk about here today, what anyone talks about in here today, is just our opinion. It is not medical advice. So you have to do what's right for you. Okay. Also, before we get started, I want to do a quick little sponsorship with my Collagen Peptides. Just want to give a quick shout out to my Collagen Peptides because it is so amazing. I just want to say that if you look back at my past videos, because I've been doing these Facebook Lives for probably 2 years. And if you look back, my hair was so thin. It was long, but it was not thick. Like now I'm going to make it messy by just showing you, but it is really thick now. This part here is still on the thinner side. I'm still growing that part out, but this part here is really thick. I have noticed a difference in my skin, hair, and nails. I have noticed a difference in just the way my gut feels. It's awesome. I'm going to give you a couple little things about the product. So skin, hair, nails, I told you that. Fine lines, okay? I'm noticing the fine lines aren't as bad. The little creepy areas, not so much as it was before. And I totally credit the collagen because it has been since I've been using the collagen. Like say since I started using it maybe like 3 weeks to a month in, I really started to notice a difference in those areas because those, let's face it, we all know our areas, right, ladies? Okay, this amazing product obviously has collagen peptides, but it also has biotin, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and zinc. They work synergistically together. That's what's so amazing about this product is that you can individually use those ingredients. Like sometimes people say, oh, well, I already take a biotin, but just on its own, it's not as good. When you mix it all together like that, it's like your body can assimilate it better and get it going where it needs to go. It has 0 carbs, 10 grams of protein. So that's a super bonus. It's great in coffee, tea, smoothies, shakes, anything that's liquid. You're making some kind of a stew or a soup or something like that. You can totally put it in there. It virtually has no taste. I put it in water all the time. I'll taste it and go, okay, maybe it's not completely flavorless, but it is pretty darn close. So this is a superstar. If you guys are looking for basically Botox in a cup, this is it. Okay, that's my little sponsorship talk. I'm pretending I'm on like an info commercial or something. Okay, so we're going to be talking about summer coming. Okay, so depending on where you guys are in the world, it could already feel like summer now. But when I say summer, I mean when we get to the point where we're going to be wearing our summer wear every day. We're going to be wearing bathing suits. We're going to be wearing summer dresses. We're going to be wearing skirts and tank tops. And we want to feel amazing in our skin. Oh, just sidebar. Can you tell me if you guys can hear me? I adjusted my mic a little bit before I came on and I didn't have a chance to like test it out. So just tell me if you can hear me okay. And then I'll know. I'm hoping that somebody would have said something if they couldn't hear anything. Hello, Kelly. I think I said, oh, hi, Janet. Didn't say hi to you. Deborah, hello. I'm glad you guys are joining. Okay, so I was kind of looking. Oh, good. Thank you for telling me, Patricia. I was looking on the calendar. So where I live, I'm 8 weeks away from what I call hot summer, okay, where it's really starting to get good. And I'm definitely going to be wearing summer clothes every single day. That's me. Maybe you guys are 6 weeks, but we're definitely heading there, right? And I think it's really important to do these little mini check-ins where we kind of say, okay, where am I at right now? We all have times where we kind of veer off and we have times when we're doing really good. And where are we at right now? I can tell you for myself that I haven't been totally on my game. I have been, but I haven't really dug deep in the way that I was like a year ago. Like a year ago, I was just killing it and I was doing so good. But like you guys, it's been a long year and we're not going to go into that. But what I'm saying is, I feel like I am ready for a huge push. Like I feel like I've been pretty consistent in my keto lately. And now for me, I just want to hit that next level. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling like you're on your game right now? Do you feel like you're kind of not on your game at all? Do you feel like you're ready for like a push? Tell me what you're thinking. I want to know what you guys are thinking. And I'll go in and talk about what I'm going to talk about. And then I'm going to go back and read. So please comment and tell me where you're at, because I want to have that conversation. I will say that for people that are absolutely killing it right now, doing phenomenal, this chat isn't so much for you. Sorry. Of course, you're welcome to be here, of course. But I'm more or less talking to the people that are doing like okay or not doing very well at all. Those are the people that I really want to really chat with today, because we have this little window of time. And I'm just going to go digress to past summers that I have had where I didn't do what I had set out to do. And then the summer came and I had all these clothes that I was going to wear, maybe from the year before, whatever. And everything was tight and I just wasn't feeling good in my skin. And that feeling of you had the time, like you had that time that you could have really dug in and you could have, done things a little bit different, but I didn't. And I just felt so disappointed in myself. And worse yet, if I had to go out and buy different clothes, that just pees me off. I almost want to wear the same thing every day just so I don't have to do that. But anyway, that's what I don't want for you this summer. This is what I don't want for me this summer. Okay. I don't want to do that. And I think if we're really real with ourselves, we kind of know where we're at, right? And so it's kind of more like, are we okay doing what we're doing? Or do we truly want a change by the time summer comes? And I kind of like to look at these short little windows of opportunity, even more so than the big picture, because I don't know about you guys, but I can get a little bit overwhelmed with the big picture. When I think about, yeah, you know what, I probably would love to get down to this weight or this many pounds or this size or whatever. That's a big picture thing. That's more of a big picture thing. I like to look in short, bite-sized pieces. And right now, summer is the next thing that we have in front of us that we can look at. And we could totally make a difference of how we're going to feel then. Now, right now. Now is the time that we have to make those changes. But it starts with being real, being absolutely real. Not just saying to yourself, yeah, I gotta get motivated. Yeah, I gotta do this. Yeah, I gotta change this. No more yeahs. Now is the time. Just being real and saying, yeah, I have not been on my game, or I am doing it, but maybe not as well as I would like to do it. Now would be a good time to do it. How are we going to do this then? Okay, so we need to make the decision that we're going to take action. Okay, so no more, yeah. It's now. We're going to take action and we're going to do it. The time is going to go by either way, right? These 6 weeks or 8 weeks are going to fly by. They are going to go by whether we're hitting it hard or whether we're not hitting it hard. And I don't know about you guys, but summertime, I do tend to be a little bit lazier like I still eat keto and everything, but I do tend to be lazy. I say this every year before summer. If I can maintain over summer, it's a win. I always look at that. I mean, I never go into summer thinking I'm going to absolutely kill it in the summertime, because come on, let's be real. We got barbecues, we've got friends and family, we've got travel, we've got alcohol. I mean, come on. So it may not be, I mean, for some of you, you may be killing it all summer, and that's awesome. I'm just being totally honest with myself, knowing that my goal for the summer is to maintain. So if my goal for a couple of months is going to be to maintain, basically, then I have to kick it up before and I got to kick it up after, or that's like a half a year. it's going to be a half a year of not losing and not getting to my goals. So I'm just telling you where like I'm coming from. So we need to have a little pep talk with ourselves. And I always call this the good cop, bad cop pep talk, because I look myself in the mirror and I'll say, you've had a lot of, hard things and it's okay. You're doing great and all that kind of stuff. Then bad cop comes along. Listen, miss, get your shit together. And that's the one that I say to myself on the second one, and don't give myself the opportunity to weasel out. Okay. So that's bad cop is usually the one that gets my ASS in gear. I already said one swear word, so I guess I could say ass. Anyways, okay. So you have to have that pep talk with yourself. I know it sounds weird, but looking yourself in the mirror actually makes a difference. When you just kind of say stuff in your head and you're thinking you're going to do this and you watch a YouTube video that inspires you and you're like, oh, okay, that's great. There is nothing like standing in the mirror, looking yourself in the mirror and talking to yourself. Like, it's actually very powerful. If you guys haven't done it, you really should do it. But that's where I do my pep talks, preferably with nobody around so they don't think I'm crazy. Anyways, you need to give yourself a pep talk and then you need to plan it out. Okay? Actually plan it out. Like, look on your calendar and say, I've got this many weeks until the vacation. I've got this many weeks until my reunion, or whatever it is that you've got going on, or just this many weeks until it's, really summer and you really want to start feeling good in your clothes and things like that. Like, actually look on the calendar. Also, if you have a book, I didn't bring it with me, but I have a little journal book and I track all my keto stuff in there, like different things I'm trying, and I do my blood sugar and things like that. It's basically my keto book. And in there, when I'm ready to kind of take a little jump or do something different, I will write in there, day 1, this is it. No going back. I'm starting this on this day, and I will journal that in my keto book is what I call it. So if you guys have something like that, definitely do that. Okay. Now we want to set ourselves up for success. We absolutely need to do that. In my household, something has been creeping in the last couple of months. And I have to say, at first I said, oh yeah, that's okay. And it's okay. I don't want it. And then, well, I'll just have a little bit. I mean, it kind of fits in with my macros, and I fasted today, so I can have that. Then it started to become almost habit. And now I gotta put the hammer down. These onion chips, I'm not going to go in about it. I don't want to trigger anybody, but suffice it to say that they're at Costco and they are amazing, but you don't want them in your house. If you have anything like that, if you have any trigger foods, any things that you go, I can't seem to stop myself when those things are around, or you justify by saying, well, I did really good today, so I'm just going to have a little bit or whatever. Well, that little bit ends up being more than you think. Sure does for me. So my recommendation is clean out your cupboards. Go through your kitchen, go through your cupboards, or at the very least sort of out of sight, out of mind, so that you're not staring at them all the time. Like, you'd have to go to some effort to actually get to that product, right? Get them out of the way. And on the same token, get your house filled with the things that are going to fuel you. Your really good keto foods. You know the stuff that works really good for you. You know what you really enjoy eating and is low in carbs and has some good protein. All those kind of foods, have them at the ready. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to wing it today or whatever. Oh yeah, who said that about ice cream? Deborah. Oh yeah, that's me 100% about ice cream. Okay, first of all, regular ice cream, not even crossing the property line, not even happening. But keto ice cream, you guys know all the keto ice creams out there. In Canada, we don't have so much, but you guys have, what is that one called? Oh, now I forget the name of it. It starts with an E. Anyways, you guys always talk about it all the time. And I had it one time when I was down in the States, and it is so amazing. But here in Canada, we've got Scream, SKREAM. We've got Halo. Got to tell you. Oh, Enlightened. Thank you very much. Enlightened, yes. I will just say a quick little sidebar about Halo. Halo is dead to me. Halo in Canada anyways, I don't know if there's different ingredients for the States, but they totally changed it, probably due to Health Canada or something like that. I don't know, but there is maltodextrin in it. It's higher in carbs. It is absolutely dead to me. I was just, when you get something and it's your favorite, once in a while, relook at the package. They sometimes change the ingredients and they don't tell you that they've changed the ingredients. And then all of a sudden you're still adding it into your tracker and it is not the same as it was before. So sorry, I digress. Yes, Rebel, that's another good one. So even keto ice creams, I can't keep it in the house. I cannot, when I say keep, I can't let it sit in my house for some day because I will get into that immediately. And I usually eat the whole thing. It's not really in my wheelhouse to have the, what is it, half a cup or something? You gotta be kidding me. I will end up eating the whole thing. So what I do is I just don't have it in the house at all. I just don't buy it. And then when I know that I'm treating myself, like I've had an amazing week and I've had no carbs that day or whatever it is, and I decide that I'm going to treat myself, then I will buy that one container. And I will be okay if I end up eating the whole container or half container because I got it for that reason. But I mean, they're small, right? Like, who said that? Ate the whole thing. Deborah, they are small. And once it starts getting melty, okay, that could be a whole talk on its own, but we all have our things, right? Whether it's chips or if it's ice cream or, whatever. And even honestly, even just regular keto food, you can even go over it. Like I have these little almond keto crackers. They say keto, but they are still high on carbs and they really add up. And I can see myself just, eating them if I keep them in the house. So clear your house of any trigger foods, clear your house of anything or out of sight. Okay. So if you're not, let's talk about now what we're going to do. Okay. So let's say that for those of you who have not been on your game, you have not been on your game at all. You're feeling it. You're feeling like, oh my gosh, like I can totally feel my blood sugar is higher. I'm just not in the groove. Every day I say I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Like that kind of feeling, right? Track consistently. That is my number one advice to you, is that even though, yes, it's a pain, we don't all love tracking, but track. Say to yourself, this is how you're going to get your way back in. You are going to track every single day for 7 days, say, something like that, and make that promise to yourself. And I promise you that after you have tracked for that much time, you will start to feel the energy. You will not be so swayed by those kind of trigger foods because you're going to be feeling the energy, you're going to be in the zone. So track if you're not doing it at all, keto at all. Have you been doing kind of like the same thing every day? Like, these are my macros. This is what I eat. I eat 2 meals a day. Sorry, I feel a sneeze coming on. I eat 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, whatever, but you've basically been doing the same thing for a considerable amount of time. Now's the time you might want to change things up. You might want to mix it up. The body does really well when you mix things up, or at least when you kind of hit a plateau or you kind of feel like you haven't been making any gains. That's a great time to mix things up. So I'm going to give you some tips. Calorie cycling, look in guide number 3. I've got information in there on calorie cycling. Note, I did not say carb cycling, calorie cycling. Okay, that's what you're looking for in guide number 3. Also, if you haven't been doing any intermittent fasting, if you just eat your 3 meals a day keto or whatever it is that you're doing, look into possibly dipping your toe in the water for intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting really it's a game changer, honestly. And I've got tons of information for you on guide number 6. If you've already been doing intermittent fasting, how can you step up your game a little bit? If you've been eating 2 meals a day, see if you can do OMAD. If you've been doing OMAD for a while, see if you can do like a 36-hour fast, a 48-hour fast. I'm not saying that these things have to be consistent. I'm just saying if you've been doing the same old thing all the time, try throwing in something different that pushes you a little bit and see if that's going to make a difference, because it usually does. It's usually pretty powerful, actually. That's what I'm going to be doing, actually. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing after the end. Okay. How is your nutrition? I want you guys to really think about what you guys have been eating. I want you to really think about nutrient-dense foods. I talk about that in guide number 4. Lots of information in there about nutrient-dense foods. Why is this so important? Because if we are going strictly by strictly by macros, and we're just like, oh, that's low carb and this is within this and but we're not actually thinking a little bit, at least, about our nutrients that we're getting in our body is going to sense lack. And when your body senses that it's not getting enough vitamins, not getting enough minerals, not getting enough nutrients, then you start to have cravings. And that's usually when the carb cravings come. I heard Dr. Berg talk about the other day. That is one of the main reasons to get carb cravings, is that you are lacking in nutrients. So always, whether you're fasting or not fasting, just try to get in as much nutrient dense foods as you can when you're eating. Exercise. That's the other thing. Not my favorite thing in the world either, but it is a great way to burn more calories and to get our metabolisms going, and just trying to fit something into your day. If you're not doing anything, do something. If you're already doing stuff, maybe you could step it up a little bit. I always say that anything is a win. In my world, anything is a win. And so I'm not looking to go out there and run the Boston Marathon. I'm not going out there to do a triathlon. I just want to move my body a little bit, and I want to do something of weight-bearing exercise every day. That's a win for me. So for me, I'm going to try and be consistent. So I will tell you what I'm going to do. So I've got 8 weeks. I basically have 8 weeks until my real summer kicks in. And I am making my 8-week plan. And OMAD, I love OMAD. I absolutely love OMAD. Once I get into the groove and I'm feeling that energy, OMAD is my jam. I could do OMAD every single day, and I will do OMAD every single day for 8 weeks, except for I want to push myself a little bit with the fasting. Like I was saying, a year ago, I was doing amazing with my fasting. I was really noticing a difference in my body composition. I was noticing a huge difference in my energy levels, and I just felt so great. And I haven't really done that very much for the last year. So now that I feel like I'm in a pretty good place with consistency and with my OMAD, I'm going to be throwing in like 1 or 2 48-hour fasts a week. That's the goal that I have for myself. If I don't feel it, if I have a day that I've planned it and I'm just not feeling it, I'm just going to eat. I'm just going to do my normal stuff or whatever. But that's my goal that I'm shooting for, is I want to try to get in. Ideally, I want to try and get in 2 per week is what I really want to do. And I have this written out in my little keto book. I sort of have a plan of what I want to do, getting in as many nutrient dense foods as possible, and every single day moving my body and doing some type of weight bearing exercise. So for me, I want to see the little tick mark. I've got my days in the calendar, and every single day I want a home run. I want to put a star on there saying that every day I was killing it with my keto, and every day I was moving my body, and every day I was doing weight bearing exercises, and every day I was drinking my water. So that's kind of how I have it planned out for me. But I would love to hear what you guys think, what you guys are planning. And I'm going to go back here and see where you guys are at, because I'm curious to know of how many people are super on their game right now. Some people might not be on their game. Some people are just kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of there. I want to see what you guys are doing. So I'm looking back here. I'm going to read. On track. Who said on track? Oh, sorry. Susie, need a push. Okay, Susie. Well, I don't know how many weeks you have until your summer. I don't know. Hopefully this was a little bit motivating for you. And maybe you can make a plan and just say to yourself, you don't have to say like, this is your forever plan. This is my 6-week plan. This is my 8-week plan. Can you imagine if we actually went, okay, so we're doing our plan and we're losing, and then we've made the conscious decision to maintain. So I'll just say AKA summer, we're going to maintain. Oh, now we're going to hit it hard again for another 6 weeks, and we're going to lose. And then we're going to plan to maintain. We would be so much farther ahead, wouldn't we? If we actually kind of did it that way. I actually love that. I love that idea. I'm actually going to make a thing in my journal. I'm going to make a plan once I'm done this part and I get to summer. This is something I've never done, and we'll have a different talk about it. But I want to make a plan of how I am going to maintain over the summer, not just say it in my mind like, oh, it's my goal, I want to maintain, like actually make a plan of how I'm going to maintain in the summer. Okay, that's it. Sidebar. You know me, always going off on the tangents, but there we go. Okay, so Susie, I hope that this gives you some motivation, and I hope you're going to make a plan, because you got 6 to 8 weeks and you can totally do it in that amount of time. Leslie says she's on track. That's awesome. Janet says she's ready to step it up too. Okay, That's good. Deborah, I did good the first year and I'm not quite there anymore. Yeah. And it's so easy, Deborah. It happens so easily, right? It doesn't even necessarily mean like you were on a vacation and you went off or whatever. It can just be the time, being on keto. Like I've been on keto for years and sometimes I kind of go, oh, well, I'm not really trying as hard or whatever. And then what happens is I just find like these little things just kind of creep up and you kind of go from on your game to completely off your game, but it doesn't necessarily go down in a big swoosh. Sometimes it's just like a little bit of a gradual decline. And all of a sudden you find yourself in this spot. And so to make a plan and to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, for this many weeks, going to chart it all out. This is what I'm going to do. It makes a huge difference than every day saying, yeah, I'm going to try a little harder today. What does that mean? What does that look like? You kind of have to chart it. Annette, I'm kicking it and on fire right now, but it's always good to hear just in case for the future, I need a kick in the booty. Annette has been doing all the challenges that I've had in the group. And I know that you're doing really good. That's awesome, Annette. You're motivation for all of us. That is great. Let's see. Carmen, I'm being good doing OMAD. I doing good OMAD for 1.5 years and it feels so good. And I don't keep junk food in my house. No sweets, no chips, nothing to munch on. If it's not there, you won't eat it. Exactly. I mean, I think most of us are more lazy. So if it's not in the house and you had to actually get in your car or walk to get to the store to get the thing that you wanted to, you're not doing it. So the best thing is just not to have it in the house. That's excellent that you can do that. That is really good. I certainly don't bring those foods into my house. Not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. My family members. So they're the ones that bring it in and they're really good. It's not like they're bringing in Krispy Kreme or anything like that, big box or anything. It's just the little things that are sitting there. And for the next 8 weeks, I would just prefer not to have those things in my house. I just would rather not. So, they can get in their car and they can go get it and they can eat it in the car before they get home. Maybe that would probably be good. Ooh, French fries. My stomach just growled when I just read French fries. Isn't that bad? Cheryl, hi, she's finally here. That's great. Janet, I got to track consistently for a while. Exactly. It makes such a difference when you track consistently. It really does. It's not my favorite thing in the world either, but when I do it, I notice a huge difference. You're not guessing. And when you're guessing, usually the carbs are too high. Kathy, she's on a streak. Day 38 of tracking. That's awesome, Kathy. Way to go. And I bet you could say that you feel amazing, right? You probably feel totally amazing tracking for that long. Christina, she's walking as I'm talking. Christina has been doing 10,000 steps. Is that what you've been doing? For a week or more, something like that. You've been doing so good. I'm guessing you have a Fitbit or something that must be telling you that is fantastic. Okay. I don't know about 10,000 and I actually do have a Fitbit, so I should probably bring it out. So I actually know what I'm doing in a day, but I'm definitely going out every single day for like at the absolute minimum 30 minutes. That's my goal. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, like in saying I got to get in so many, hours or steps or whatever. I'm just saying to myself, 30 minutes. If you do more than 30 minutes, it's a bonus. But I'm saying to myself that I have to do 30 minutes. That's what I'm doing. Patricia, I'm doing my glutes and hamstring workout listening to this. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Leslie, join Beachbody for the exercise program. I make myself do it when I get home from school. That's awesome, Leslie. Right on. Yeah, Beachbody's really good. I haven't joined their, online thing, but I have a few of their videos and they're always really good. I really like them. Oh, Deborah, my husband eats junk food in front of me all the time. Can I just say I'm very sorry for that? I'm very sorry that happens to you because it sucks. It really, really sucks. If the person that you live with will do that right in front of you, I'll just say without your feelings in mind, it's hard. It's really hard. it's kind of, it's emotional because you think that that person should be supporting you. And then it's also physical because you're sitting there right next to whatever it is that he's eating. So I am very sorry. The only thing I can say to you is that, I mean, you could try to talk to him on an emotional level and see if maybe he can come around. And if he's just not that kind of a person, then it might just be one of those, okay, every time you pull out the junk food, I'm going to go downstairs in my craft room, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go do something else. I'm choosing not to be around you when you're eating those foods because you're choosing to eat them in front of me. So that's what I have to do. That's something that I guess you could do, but it's hard. It's really hard. Kathy says, yes, I feel so good. I've been walking 8,000 to 10,000 steps for the past week. Oh, wow, Kathy, you too. Good on you. And I think they kind of go hand in hand. When you're tracking consistently or you're doing your keto consistently and you're feeling so great that it just automatically kind of kicks in that you're like, hey, I can walk every single day, or I can do weights every day, or whatever. It kind of kicks in. I feel like a lot of times for me, it's either, I'm kind of crappy with both, or I'm really amazing with both. So I'm choosing to try to be more on the amazing side. Christina, I do have a Fitbit. It's just my personal goal to get it in at least 5 days of 10,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. I really should pull out my Fitbit. It was a bit depressing at the beginning. And also I'm kind of tech challenged and I couldn't really get it to, I don't know. It was kind of beeping off at the wrong times. So now I know who I can go to if I need Fitbit advice. Anyways, you guys, I hope that this was a little bit motivational for anybody that needs a little bit of a push. Just thinking about the amount of time that we have. Like, we still have a decent amount of time to make these changes, and nothing's going to change if nothing changes, right? We have to acknowledge what we are doing or not doing, and then we have to actually take action on it. And I know what it's like to just kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do better tomorrow. Yeah, I really gotta, whatever. But that doesn't actually make any change. It's rare that actually makes a true change in your life. So when you look yourself in the mirror and you make your proclamation and you give yourself that pep talk, and then you write it down somewhere and you say, this is what my plan is going to be. And then you set yourself up for success by tracking every day, by having the right foods in the house, getting the crap foods out of the house the best that you can anyways. It makes all the difference. It really, really does. And then, of course, all of us being together in the group, talking about it. I'm not doing an official challenge on this or anything like that. We'll still continue with our 7-day macro tracking challenge next month. We'll still go with that. But anytime anybody wants to just post and say, I'm still on track for, the summer or whatever, we can talk about it in the group, because I just think it's so much nicer that we have each other to be able to talk about this stuff. And I think that we can make some real great gains here before summertime. I sure plan to. I don't have a number in mind. It's just the things that I want to do will make a huge difference in my body composition. I know it will. And that's really what my goal is. I actually did try on a couple pairs of pants and a dress from last summer, and they are not fitting as well. When your body composition changes and you've got kind of softer areas that you didn't have softer areas in before, and it's not necessarily like a ton of pounds necessarily, but it's a shift in the way that your body carries its weight. And I'm not loving it. So I'm making these changes so that I can feel really great in those clothes and feel really good in my skin. And then I can make my plan for summer maintenance, I guess I'll call it. Yeah. So Linda, well said. I must continue exercising, but hate it, but steadfast the last 2 weeks. Good for you, Linda. Linda knows what I'm talking about. It's not my absolute fave or anything. I do have to kind of push myself into it, and consistency really is the best. Anything that you do is a win. In my book, when it comes to exercise, anything that you do is a win. It's not always going to be a marathon, but anything that you do is good. So that's awesome, Linda. Congratulations. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let you go for now. And you guys have a good evening. I'm very excited because I'm going to go upstairs and prep for my OMAD dinner tonight. Yeah. Okay, you guys, take care. Nice chatting. Bye. Hey guys, before you go, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time we have a new video posted. Also, down in the description, I will have links to everything that we talked about in our chat today, including information on how you can join my Intentionally Bare Keto support group. See you next time.